Something to run back on here. Sorry, I didn't change my jacket, but good afternoon, Timothy. This is Tex Manoran again on Great Way Finances. And today we're talking about money matters. This is another segment of the show, and it is a 12 to 1 o'clock show. And we just come to encourage you on money matters. You know, I was thinking about something to say today, and something that will touch a lot of people. Sometimes people, especially mothers, want to do things for their children or want to do things for their family. But there is something that called financial abuse. And mother's heart always go out after her children and would want to do so much. And because of financial abuse in the home, some mothers' hands are tied, though they may want to do so much for their children. Some fathers is not on the same page. So sometimes you hear mothers say, well, I can't afford it. It's not that she can't afford it. It's called financial abuse. And that sits in home. When one is in charge of the finances, the other one don't have a say in it. So as we go through this season now to tell you about how important it is to leave something behind for your children, don't feel guilty and don't put yourself in a position that would cause you to have a lot of headache and sleepless nights. Just continue to pray that God will change things for you, that something will change and you'll be able to. Most of the time, we say here, if you save your Tim Horton tea and save that $3 for the month, you'll be able to afford to do probably half. But it come to me today that sometimes, as much as we want to do so much for our children, we understand that there is something out there called financial abuse in homes. And hence the reason why some parents or some mothers cannot leave nothing back for their children. So if you're listening us today, we understand the position that you're in. But all we're saying, the half or the little that you have, you can still call and say, what if I have $10? What can $10 do? It may not do much, but somebody, that person, that counselor or that financial advisor you have, they will know somebody and they may able to get a sponsor for you for 1 year. You never know. I'm not a financial advisor, so I cannot tell you. But what I could encourage you with, as much as doors are closed for you, there will always be destiny helpers that can say, you know what? If she don't have it, all this is going to go for her children. Somebody else is going to say, I have enough. I can sponsor a child. Still reach out and say, Timothy, I only have $10. That's all I could afford for the month. You never know. It's not guarantee what I'm saying, but it is encouraging. So I'll turn over now to Timothy that he will talk to you more about money matters.
Thanks a lot, Tex and Warren. You have been so wonderful, and you know, you are definitely confirming a lot of some of the mission we have and the vision we have in the terms that there is always a spiritual aspect to everything we do, and especially when it comes to finances, God can do a lot. God can bring about a lot of breakthrough to families, and especially if they believe and if they do what is being taught to do. Don't forget, there are two aspects of it. We all agree. There's a work, right, that we have to put in the work. For example, educating oneself when it comes to all these things is us. We have to do that, right? nobody can do that for us. And as you said, taking the first step is also very important, right? Because if you ask, you will receive, right? It's a spiritual, principle, right? That translates to the physical as well. So those word of encouragement for our families out there, especially those of us that it is really, really true. And in reality, we have seen a lot of cases whereby one of the spouses, even if it means I have to sacrifice everything I have, I think I need to do this for my children, for my kids, and the other ones as well. I don't think I feel the same way, right? And of course, as you advised, the solution out there is not to hurt oneself or to take this to be an issue where that will cause any critical breakdown of the family or anything like that. What we want you to do is to continue to pray and to reach out, right, to us, reach out to experts and tell them what you have and what you can do. They may be able to encourage you, right? We have several people who have been in position like that, and they said, okay, what can I do? If what I can do in addition will just be what will help me to get my kids to where I want them to be. What is that thing I can do? And we have showed so many people different things that they could do, right? And some of them, in fact, most of them, they achieve more than, what they are actually bargaining for. They actually achieve more because they have asked, because they have reached out. So we want to encourage you to make that first step. And I pray that God will help us, God will give all of us the wisdom, right, to manage our families. Anyways, when it comes to our financial advising for parents, there's one thing we do know, okay? We ask the parents that if your child is getting any benefit from the government, okay, that money is to help you, understood, to help you to take care of them. But if you decide to sacrifice $50, $100, not for toys, right, instead of toys, right, to the future of that child, then you will be doing them even a bigger, more help and favor. So we try to educate you, and as she said, reach out, right? And we will definitely talk more about it. So viewers in the house, thank you again for joining today's session. Fortunately, we want to talk about the investment, have a typical look at investment, especially for children, and what investment is again today, because we will be moving, as we promised, we will be moving into some really, really fantastic topic as we go into the next month. And one of the big topic that we'll be starting with is what we title financial fitness. A lot of people understand what fitness is. A lot of people understand what it takes for them to be fit. But a lot of people don't really understand the foundation of financial fitness. So it has been laid upon our mind that we will go into some of those very, 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 very basic and fundamental things that we want to share with you, so that you will understand how some people have been able to do things and how they have been able to have tremendous success and show for it. For example, a lot of people normally ask, if they ask them, how much do you spend on grocery per month? A lot of people don't know, right? Worst case, even worse still on that, even they cannot track it. You know that there are sometimes, if you say, How much did you say? Then you say, okay, if I go into all my account for the past 6 months, I may be able to do it. Some people cannot even track it. Right? That is a great sign of financial unfitness. Okay, it is not supposed to be. We don't say you have to do it, but you should be able to account. So accountability is very, very key. And those are the things what we'll be sharing with you a lot. I don't think anybody should miss that. If you are joining us on this medium, it is 12 to 1 p.m. every Tuesday and Friday. Please don't miss them. They are very key. We want to use it to launch into our May. Then we'll talk about a lot of other things that we want to share with you as well. Okay. So, but for today, because we have talked a lot about investment in particular today, I want to show us again what we call the principle of investment and the most important thing that you need to understand about investment. Once you understand what that principle is, it doesn't matter any investment that people want to talk to you about. All you need to do is to relate whatever we have showed you today to it. So what does that mean? You want to do RRSP for your children? Are you planning to take an RRSP? Are you planning to take an IRP? Are you planning to invest in Bitcoin? Are you planning to invest in annuity? Are you planning to invest in stock? What we want to show you today has to be at the center of our mind. Okay, so let's go quickly into the presentation. Again, this presentation is started around and centered around investment, and we are using our children investment actually as the point of reference, right? That is what we are doing. We are doing this in reference to what can we do for our kids if it is, if we think about anything about, this is my age, I have this limitation, what can we do for our kids? So I will appreciate, Texman Warren, if I can share my screen very quickly. And I will try to run over this and see how we can maximize our time. All right. So you gave me something, right? Share screen. Share. All right. So without further delays, let's jump into what we want to talk about today. Let's review our children's investment. In particular, why we say an IRP, our insured retirement plan, is a tested and future-proof strategy for your children's investment. Okay, so again, the purpose of our presentation is to focus on the basics of financial literacy, right? Giving you the knowledge you need to be able to dive into your day-to-day financial matters and attend to them, right? So we want you to always be open to this knowledge and understanding that each time we want to make any decision, it has to be right one. It has to be a right decision, and we need to make sure that those decisions meet our financial goals, right? So we hope that you are able to build a successful financial future, and your family is the most important, is the goal, is the goal of our campaign. So part of our motivation is there are several challenges today, and in that there will be more in the future for Canadians, that are planning to retire, right? And this is not limited to Canadians, but for sure, statistics have shown that Canadians are going through a lot of financial challenges. The statistics have shown that one of the reasons why that is so is that a lot of Canadians don't have savings and they don't have investments. And that is why we are emphasizing on you and I investing in the future of our kids. Okay. A lot of Canadians save for their retirement based on the government plans. However, these plans are usually not enough to take care of our retirement. I remember asking somebody one time, we posed a normal question to them and we said something like, is $55,000 enough for your retirement? And the person looked at it and said, maybe. And we said, are you sure? And this person said, no, I thought you said 55 million, right? And we were laughing, right? So we need a lot of money, actually, when we want to retire, right? The person was expressing that it sounded to her like it's 55 million, but it's not, it couldn't be 55,000. That how will we be asking about 55,000, right? So 55,000 is not enough for a year, probably. So 67% of Canadians have been shown to be financially weak. And we will brush through that statistics a little bit just to let you know that we have work to do. So what is the exact outcome of this presentation? The exact outcome of this presentation is that we want to review together the children RRP investment and what investment is in order for you to understand it deeply. According to the Canadian statistic, at the age of 65, Canadians face different financial situations, right? And this situation includes not having enough to spend, still working hard, even when we are retired. And some are financially free, of course, they can enjoy their retirement, but the number of Canadians who are financially free at the age of retirement is too little. It's less than 10%. Okay. Unfortunately, a lot of Canadians don't make it to retirement, but the statistic shows that a lot of us will live very, very long. Okay, so be prepared, because 67% there is 76 chances. There is a 76 chances that you will live up to 85 years as a male, and as a female, you will live past 88 years. So let's be prepared. What is another thing that Canadians need to know? The other critical thing that Canadians need to know is about life. What is life and how does life work? It is the fundamental principle of the creation and how God has designed it. That is how life works. Today, we give birth to a baby today, and we are so all happy. We are so excited about the birth of this child. But the truth is that, can that child do anything today? No. Does it know anything? No. Gradually, that child start growing. And at some point, right? Let me fast forward. At some point, that child will be old enough, or we start also bearing children. Okay. So fast forward, that child will be saddled with the responsibility of taking care of his family, of taking care of his children, of taking care of his future. And then fast forward, one day that child, that baby you are talking about, will stop walking, will not be able to walk again back, and will start living, a life that is completely changed, that is completely similar to the beginning of the life that he was born to. So, what is the financial interpretation of this life cycle? Financial interpretation is that when we are young, we are financially weak. Okay? But Is there anything wrong with that? No, because God gave us strength. You know that it has been proven that God has given us all the ability that we need to do anything. And in fact, it has also been proven that we have not even used 10% of the ability that God has given us. So the good thing is that God gave us strength. And then when we have the strength, we are able to work and earn and save for our retirement. So what happened? In the long run, when we are financially weak, now, let's say at the age of 30, then when we are old, we are financially strong. Well, somebody may ask, is that the case? Well, that should be the case. That is what we are trying to tell you. But 67% of time, or the 67% of chances that will not be the case because of the statistics that we are worried about. Okay, because the statistic shows that 67% will not be financially strong at the age of 67. Okay. When it comes to this trend, unfortunately, our strength decline as we age. Okay, our strength declined and we become physically weak. Okay, so according to the plan of God for our life, when we become physically weak, does it mean that that is the end of everything? I can't walk anymore. Then there's nothing for me to do. That is not true. We believe that at this time we should be able to start reaping from what we have sown. So are you ready to reap from something that you are sowing today? Or are you preparing to sow? And especially, are you preparing to sow into the life of our kids? A lot of people have asked this question, and we talk about these things. We talk about RRSP as an investment vehicle, which we have done presentation for in details, but I won't go into that. We have talked about tax-free saving account, and we have talked about insured retirement plan. We have always mentioned that if we look at this chart, some of the benefit of each of these vehicles when it comes to planning for our retirement or for the retirement of our kids is that when we look at RRSP, when we are contributing into our RRSP, it is tax deductible, meaning that when you file your tax, the government is going to give you a little bit of tax deduction. But without missing any word, it is very easy to detect that this RRSP will be good for somebody who probably has a lot of income. Your income is very, very high, and you want to limit the amount of taxes you will pay to the government. And therefore, you are putting the money here so that the money that the government may give you back as tax return may reduce your taxes. That is it. But if we skip that particular factor, your RRSP doesn't provide you a tax-free income, not to talk about a tax-free lifetime income, right? Anytime you want to get this money, you will be paying as much taxes as possible. Is there any tax-free survivor benefit? Do you know what that means? A lot of people talk about, I am preparing. You know, that is one of the things that challenges. I am preparing for my future. I will invest so that I will be able to take care of my retirement. I will be prepared so that I will be able to do something when I stop working. But what about our family? That is one thing. What about your survivors? What about if something happens? So we plan with only one, putting only ourselves without any any other backup. And that is one thing that we have emphasized, and Texman Warren has also emphasized that several times. So there's tax-free survivor benefit when there is no tax-free survivor benefit when you have your RRSP. What about TFSA? The fact remains that we contribute our already taxed income into our TFSA. That is, the money has been taxed. Okay. However, if we invest any amount, if we invest the money in our tax-free savings account and we earn any money, we get it tax-free. Unfortunately, that money does not pay us a tax-free lifetime income because the money cannot simply do it. Why? Because the government will not allow you to put more than a certain amount into your tax-free savings account. Maybe 70,000 or 75,000. So can 75,000 pay you a tax-free lifetime income from age 65 to age 100? Absolutely impossible. So you can't get your tax-free lifetime income from your tax-free savings account. But unfortunately as well, it doesn't pay you your what? Your tax-free survivor benefit. When somebody has money in their tax-free savings account and they die interstate without a will, it is even very, very likely that the government is going to take over the money and the creditors will come, those people that have anywhere they have credit card, anywhere they have any debt, they will come, they will take the money first, and then the government will remove whatever they call their terminal taxes. And if anything is left, just imagine, if anything is left, the money that you sweat and you made, that you put into your account, if anything is left, then they will call your family. Okay? If anything is not left, they will call them to even come and pay more. Now, let's look at what an IRP investment is. In an IRP investment, you are sowing your seed with your money. Your money. It is not tax deductible. It is after tax money. And guess what? A lot of people told me, I don't know whether you've heard this before active testimony. When you are under any government social assistance, they don't allow you to invest in anything. Exactly. Why? They don't even allow you to invest even in life insurance. Why?
To even have a bank account with $5 left over.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you have to have that. Yes. Why do people do? Because they know that is an investment. Let me put it this way, without missing any word. If you have an insured retirement plan, it is the greatest investment, because if you have a $1 million coverage today and you pay $200, if anything happens to you, they will pay $1 million. The government knows that. What type of an investment is that? Can the government do that? No. So in your IRP, you will have your tax-free income is there. But the most one that everybody should know is that the lifetime income, the tax-free lifetime income. We have always seen, and that is why we ask people to come, we have always seen on an average, when we run an illustration for people to show you what your lifetime income is, on an average, it runs between $500,000 to $1 million, and in kids, it might be in the millions, in the $3 million. What they will earn in their as the lifetime free tax-free lifetime income, right? You remember that illustration that we did, and we said a child will be collecting maybe even $30,000 in a year. Multiply $30,000 by 25 years, right? So that is what we're talking about, right? And if the child is taking that plan at a very, very early age, around 30, multiply $30,000 by 30 minus 70, that is 70 years. And look at how much it is that they will have collected. If they live long, that is how much they would have gotten. So which one do you think is more financial, has more financial benefit, right? We will see. It's already obvious, the ones that have more financial benefit. If you contribute, see, $255, if you contribute this amount into your RRSP, that's the amount you get. If you contribute this into your TFSA, that's the amount you get. If you contribute the same thing into IRP, you will get this, but there's a survival benefit of 600,000. So what if your company you save your money in becomes bankrupt? A lot of people don't know this. If your company, your bank today, decide to go bankrupt, they guarantee, according to the CDIC, you can go and look this, Canadian Deposit Insurance Corporation. If your bank, your chartered bank today goes down and you have $1 million in your account, you will get a guarantee of 100,000. We are not kidding you. Go to the website and read Canadian Deposit Insurance Corporation guarantees on financial institution. You'll see it's there. That's how much you get. So if you have money in the bank, if the bank actually goes bankrupt, you're gonna lose almost everything. But guess what? If your insurance company goes bankrupt, Assuris, ASSURIS, you can read it. Assuris guarantee that you will get 85% of the investment account. Look at it. You will only lose 150,000. But people don't understand. They don't understand the vision, because this money, you will lose it. This money, when you are putting in your money, you don't understand. They tell them that money will only come out when they are dead, but that is not true. That money will come out if you are alive, and this money is a retirement plan. Yes, that's what they don't understand.
Well, that's a question right there.
Mm-hmm.
You said if the bank filed for bankruptcy,
mm-hmm.
and you have 100,000, you
I
lose
have $1 million in the bank.
Okay, so if you have 1 million, you lose in all the 9,000?
Now, yes, you are losing this. So go to Canadian Deposit Insurance Corporation, and you will see it for yourself. Is there on their website. So if a bank,
does people know that?
Because Warren, this is not actually a secret. Let me tell you something. It's not a secret, meaning that this is the truth. The Canadian financial institution is one of the best in the world. It's one of the strongest in the world. There's no doubt. The probability that a chartered bank in Canada will bankrupt is really, 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 really very slim. It is very, very slim. Let's get that. Number two, the regulation the government has in Canada in order to ensure that a chartered bank does not bankrupt is really, really, really phenomenal. It's excellent. It's world class. However, if they fail, the consequence is really, really, really disastrous. That is the problem. Okay? This knowledge is to help people to know that even where you think there is guarantee, okay? Taxman Warren, this is the most important lesson for us. Where you think there is guarantee, there are a lot of limitation there, and that guarantee translates into less opportunity for you, less options for you, right? Because the bank is holding your money, they are giving you guarantee, but the guarantee is a great limitation. Where you are thinking that there is a little bit of risk, or there is no guarantee, the bank themselves go to that place and invest just because they are able to take a little bit of more risk. And that is why we match this with investment. They are able to take a little bit of more risk and they manage the risk. So let's get into that discussion quickly. And you see, that is why we match all this knowledge together. The future of investment. Okay. What is the future of investment? Successful investing is about managing risk. You see what I told you? Is not avoiding them. The bank does not avoid risk. They manage them. And that is why I said, is there a probability that the bank will fail? Well, the probability is very slim. But when they fail, what happens? It is very, very, very disastrous. So would you like your investment to work hard for you? This is what I'm saying. We are only investing because we are looking for guarantees, but that guarantee does not make our money work hard for us, right? I have a new set of write-up that I've put together, I've curated, and I will send it to you because I want us to share it. I want our audience to look at least four different write-up from different financial institutions that are telling us that retirement planning is one of the most important topics in financial in the financial world, in the financial space today. And guess what? Why is that? The truth is that let's go and look at the statistics, the baby boomers, right? People like Texman Warren. They are the ones that want almost everything we have. So if you are looking for anything, go to that generation, right? They are the generation that has most of the houses in Canada. They are the generation that are really, really, they own most part of the wealth, right? We are talking about real reality. But what about the truth? What are the percentage? How many of them? A lot of people are scared. People are from the age of, according to the statistics, I think the real statistics, maybe from, is it 55 or something? They are really, really scared, okay? Because they are seeing the reality. So we want your money to work hard for us. So how do your investment work? The way investment work is it goes up and then it goes down, okay? There is no any other way. Your investment can work better for you. So which one do you need? A lot of people say, we want it to go up, 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 up. But the problem is that if it goes up, it is even more dangerous. So you need both. You need your investment to go up and down. So you need time. Don't forget, Warren Buffett says, I wait for my money to grow. He sits down and waits in order for his money to grow. What is the truth about investment? This is the reality of investment. Investment go up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. But unfortunately, this is where it starts. This is where it's ending. So is it actually going down or up? It is actually going up. Okay, this is how investment works. Up, down. It is true in investment world. What goes up must come down, but what goes down, what must absolutely goes up. So if you put your money from here to here, everybody will agree with me. Even a baby will know that there's a difference between here and here. So the power of dollar cost average. Let's look at it again. When the market is going down, called down market, what happens? The first year I have $10,000 and I put this $10,000 into an investment. And that investment costs $100 per unit. So how many units will I get? I will get 100 units. 100 times 100 is 10,000. So it's very, very simple mathematics. The second year, the market is going down. I bought $10,000 investment of $50 per share. What will I get? We all know it's going to be double because I'm getting it for a lower price now, right? What happened? If I third year, and this is what your money is doing for you. If you are investing consistently in, that is why people say, come to us and say, Timothy, can I use my money, take my money and go to the stock market and go to anywhere, there are hundreds of applications, and invest and be successful? The answer is yes, but the question is, how many people do you know that have take their money, manage their market every day? That means that you are not doing anything else, right? And manage it themselves. In fact, the question we ask them is that, how many people have you seen that are disciplined enough to say that I will continue to invest this money every month without using that money for something else? Dexman Warren, do you know the answer to that? It's only the rich people that can actually do that. Do you know? They are the only people that, no matter what, they have money. That is the answer. So yeah, they are the only one. They are the only one that they can't have emergency that will take $10,000 away from them, right? In the third year, imagine the market dropped down by to $10. Look at it. Do you know when this will happen? Do you know whether it will be in the third year? Do you know whether it will be in the fourth year? You don't know, but the time will come because it will surely come down. You will get 1,000 units. What about in year 4? See, the markets are coming back. It's still red, but guess what? You will still get 200 units of shares because you are getting the cost per share is $50. And in year 5, Dexman Warren, it looks like you are back to the same position where you started 5 years ago, right? Because you are buying the shares now at $100 per unit. But guess what? You get 100 unit purchase. The total investment that we have done over the past 5 years is 50,000. The question again is, how many people will be actually disciplined? If you take 100 people, and you say, not 10,000, just tell them, be investing $500 every week into this investment for the next 5 years. Dexman Warren, with your personal judgment, how many people do you think will not miss a week and they will do it for 5 years? Out of 100%. It's not even the money alone. I will forget. That is the truth. Do you know, what about if something happens? If an emergency happens, you have this issue, there's that issue, all those things will happen. What will happen? Will you remember? It's not your fault. That is, yeah, it's not. So this person graciously invested 50,000 over the next 5 years. Guess what? They have purchased 1,600 total units of shares, total unit purchase. Look at it. If they decide to sell that shares today, and that is why a lot of people if you hear, they said that if you have Apple stock, they are now really, really rich. This is the reason why they are rich. Because if they now sell that 100 shares, you know, that shares, 1,600 unit of shares for $100, the amount they started purchasing shares 5 years ago. Guess what? The total number of unit shares is $160,000. So they invested 50,000 and they are getting 160,000. That is why so many people are rich today. 220% growth. What about when the market is coming up or is going up? There is also something that you need to know about it. Is it a good thing? Absolutely yes. Is it a bad thing? Absolutely yes. Too, because guess what? When the market is going up, your same amount of 100,000 of 10,000, you get 100 units of shares. But now look at it, the market started going up. You will get less amount of shares, 80. Yeah. When it's even 150, you even get a lesser number of shares. And at $175 per share, you get 57 units of shares. And finally, in year 5, what happens? The cost of the share has doubled. Is it a good thing? It is absolutely not, because it has increased in price, but is there a light at the end of the tunnel? The answer is yes, because even when you have purchased 50 units of that shares, the total amount you have spent is 50,000. And the total number of shares, look at it, 354 shares. Okay, $200. If you sell that unit today, you will make 70,800. So you invested $50,000 and you have made 70,800. You have not lost any money, but what is the catch? 41.6% growth is a lot, but there is a catch. The truth about investment is this: the market will go down and it will go up. When the market goes down, you buy more. Do you know when the market will go down? No. Does anybody know? Not really, but some people are looking at it. So what are you supposed to do? Give your money, put your money where they are looking at where the market goes down, and they will buy it for you. It's on sale. When it's going up, what should you do? Well, when the market is going, you will buy, but buy less. So when it's going up, they don't buy much, they buy less, or they buy in other investments that are going down. You see, diversification. They will stop buying where it's going up. They will start buying where it's going down. So this is the regular price tag. So think of it. Let's think of it. And this statistics is amazing. If you have invested $100,000 in an S&P investment, S&P 500 in the last 30 years, the reality is that the reality is really, really simple. If you invest, we are asking you now to get an IRP for your child, contribute only for 20 years and leave it for 30 years or whatever years. But if you have invested 100,000 and you have stayed in that investment for the last 30 years, that is, you are consistent. Don't forget that word. It means that you are $1.7 million rich today. Okay. However, if you have missed the 10 best days of when the deal was, when the shares was on sale, you will have lost almost all your money. So, is it possible? Is there a risk? Absolutely yes. Can we manage the risk? Yes, we can manage the risk and get the best from it. So this is what it looks like. Even with COVID-19, even with the impact of COVID-19, if you look at it in 2019, it came down a little bit. People were scared. But what happened? It went up.
It spiked.
Yeah. Right. So there is no way the global stock market performance, we have seen as well that it doesn't matter when there was SARS, when there was Ebola, when there was so many things. Look, it went down by this amount, but look at it, 12-month return. It came back up no matter what. So this is the future. It's really was really cold, you know, everything fell because that was the weather. At that time, this might be a financial, if you look at it, this might be a time whereby you are struggling to pay your bills. You are struggling to invest. However, if you do it right, this is what happens. You have that transformation. Okay, so invest in something that can help you to save money, that can give you life insurance, that can give you mortgage insurance. that can protect you against illness, that can give you compassionate benefit, that can give you flexibility, all the flexibility you want. Tax-free retirement, financial legacy, living benefit, loyalty reward, creditor protection. A lot of people don't know this is a tree that you can reap more than you can imagine. So this is your family and this is your future. What do you want to do with it? You want to take care of your family future or your friends and relatives future. What is their future? You don't know, but you need to know your own family future. So this is how you can benefit today and tomorrow. Take care of our today and tomorrow. And I know that God will help us and give us the wisdom to invest more, to do more for our families, to do more for our kids. So thank you so much, Texman Warren. We just spent 2 extra minutes, but I think it was worth it. And thank you for all our viewers. God bless you. God give us the wisdom to put all this.
Welcome, and we give God praise and thanks again for this segment. It's so crucial and important that we learn about money, because there is so much detriment if we don't do the right thing. Remember, put your children first. Amen. Put your family first. So we come to the end of this program. I want to say thank you to everyone that come on today and those that are listening in Radio Land. I want to tell you how much we really appreciate you for coming in. I want to say thank you. This is Texman Warren on Gemfm. Bye-bye, Timothy.
All right, bye. Thank you.